Hey Trinity family, we're back again for Table Talk, and today we have two of our great high school seniors, Sam Bethea, who is our recent homecoming queen, and our student council president, Anderson Embry. And so we're just really excited to hear their story, hear about their journey here at Trinity. And Anderson, I'm sorry, but it's ladies first. So Sam, tell us just how long have you been at Trinity?
So I've been at Trinity since 8th grade.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
you transitioned here because you had to move, or you were just, your family was looking for something different?
So I was actually homeschooled my whole life before.
Okay.
And then my brother, he's 2 years older than me. He came to Trinity in 8th grade too. So then I was in 6th grade. And then whenever he went, he loved it. So
Okay.
then that just made me want to come. And then
So were you nervous about coming in?
I really wasn't that
Okay.
nervous. I think I was so ready from like him being here already. And I was just so ready to like go to school, and all my friends were in school really. So I really had like a pretty easy move over.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
Were you able to establish some friendships
Yes,
right
sir.
off the bat?
So I had two, like immediately I made a lot of really good friendships, and I've been have all those friendships now really. And I mean, stuff changed like since 8th grade, but I really like have kept a lot of the same friends since 8th grade.
Well, you must be friendly. You don't get to be homecoming queen by being a meanie, so we're glad to have you here today, Sam.
Well, thank you.
So, Anderson, tell me your story. I've gotten to know your mom and dad a good bit, see them here all the time. How long have you been here at Trinity then?
So I came in 6th grade, so right at the start of middle school. We used to live in Douglasville, and so I went to a Christian school there from 2nd to 5th grade, and then just some things changed and we made a move down here. We commuted actually for the first 2 months, a 50-minute drive.
Wow, you guys made a really long trip to come in there. So tell me, so you started in the 6th grade, you transitioned from another Christian school, and so how was that? Were you able to establish some good friendships? Was it an easy transition for you?
It was actually. In middle school they had a hospitality program from, I think it was the 5th graders at the time, like to transition new students in. So my first friend here, and I still joke with him, RJ Coker, he was my little hospitality buddy, and I mean, since 6th grade we've been friends, and he's the vice president of student council and also the NHS president. So I mean, we've been great friends ever since. But you know, he introduced me to a lot of other people on my first day, second day, and it was such an easy transition.
Has RJ always been like this? He's always the most friendly person out there, isn't he?
Always, always.
Well, that's great. Well, Sam, just in regards to just, you know, what happens is we have a lot of families that are looking to Trinity as a possibility.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what it's like to be in a school that has a Christian ethic. Like, you know, you go to chapels and you have friends. You're not afraid to talk about your faith.
Yes,
you can
sir.
have prayer meetings if you want to. What is that like?
I think that really was something that I took for granted until honestly probably this year, probably last year actually. But I think that once I realized like my faith, that I wanted to take it seriously, I realized like how like good the chapels were and the people that talked in them. And I think like really just being able to be in like Bible class, and like I'm in Mr. Tipton's class this year, and I've like learned like so much. And I think that until like I really will miss that next year, because that really has helped me like learn a lot, and just like made me love learning about my faith, I think.
And you said you want to go into nursing.
Yes, sir.
So you already have plans for college.
Yes, sir.
Was that a part of the process too, as you're trying to discover what your gifts are?
Yes, sir.
You know, one of the things that we've really tried to establish here is that each student has the image of God, which means you
Yes,
have
sir.
unique gifts and passions and personalities, and it seems like God has made you for that purpose, to serve in the medical field. Do you sense that as almost a calling from the Lord?
I feel like I really do. I feel like I always wanted to, I don't know, I feel like I've always wanted to do something medical, just because like I feel like that's a pretty typical thing. But then I feel like when I was in Mr. Pascal's class, he really just had like, I feel like he had such a good passion for like loving people, and it really made me like want to think like, okay, how can I love people through doing something that I want to do? And I really feel like that is like God's calling for me is to like love people good.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I just have known that I want to do that.
Well, that's a pretty important thing to the Christian lifestyle, right? To love
Yes,
God
sir.
with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love others as. And when you're meeting people in a hospital, they
Yes, sir.
they need to be loved, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Anderson, you've been here since the 6th grade. I want to ask you about what it's been like. You've had different Bible teachers every year. It's one of the things that I think is unique about Trinity is you have one Bible teacher for that year. And man, we have some great ones in the middle school, and certainly now you have Mr. Tipton, and you've had Mr. Pascal, and you've had just a series of really good Bible teachers. How has that been used to help form in you who you've become?
Every Bible teacher, every year, it's focused on like a different thing. And so in 6th grade, it's like, it's called the God Man, like things like that. And like we really focus on like our catechisms. And like this year, it's like systematic theology. So something that I really like about Trinity and having those different Bible teachers and learning about those different aspects is just that, you never master your faith, but you can really learn like deeply about that one thing. It's not like all over like where I was at my old school. It's, we're learning systematic theology this year. It all is just focused on that one thing. And I think that's really what makes Trinity different is you are here longer, you get those different classes, those different teachers, and the different ways that, they're all just great God-loving men, the Bible teachers here, and just all their different faith and how they talk about the Lord. That's what's great.
So you've had this opportunity to really grow and mature, and I've seen that in you, Anderson. You're just really growing, whether you're on the football field or serving in student council or just in school. I can just see the really development of Christ being formed in you. And not all of us have, like Sam, she's got her whole life planned out. She's going to nursing school, she's got it all together. Where are you at in that journey? Are you still trying to figure out what God has for you in your life?
In a way, I applied to a bunch of different colleges, waiting on most acceptances back. They come out later, November, December, but I think I really want to go into communication, like journalism, something like that. Maybe be on TV one day, like on news, or maybe, writing a column in, some newspaper or something like that. I definitely want to, I think I lead well and I communicate very well. I think that's a gift that God's given me, and I think I can use that to change the world.
Well, I think the whole Trinity community would be able to just encourage you in that we need more Christian voices in the public square. So let me encourage you to be all that God has called you to be. I want to just take a moment and talk to both of you just about school environment. What kind of environment do you like about Trinity, like small classrooms or just the culture on a Friday night or just the hands-on that you see with our teachers? What is it that has really helped you in your academic journey?
I would say really the main thing is the campus to me is just so refreshing. And I know this is kind of like a funny thing, but I just like how clean everything is. And really just like the teachers are super like kind and just friendly, and like even like the point teachers, like my dual enrollment teachers are all amazing. Like this year has been like, I've had a lot of work this year, but I really like have not dreaded school. Like I like do not want this year to be over really.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I tell you, I've done several table talks, and I don't think we've ever given kudos to our janitorial team and custodial team. So
Yes.
kudos to them
Yes.
for giving us a clean campus, right?
Yes, sir.
I love that. Okay, how about you, Anderson?
I definitely think it's one of the biggest things is the class size. I think the number is 24 as most of the classes. And it really just gives like that one-on-one connection. Your teacher very well. If it's a teacher that's been here, you've had them before, like Mr. Tipton, he knows most of us already from 8th grade. And so I definitely think it's that of just the smaller classes, but then also just the way, campus is, how you can know just about everybody if you really want to, because, I see faces, I see younger kids, they'll, call out to me.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
hey.
having younger kids on
Sometimes-
campus.
Okay, yeah,
It's
that's
like,
good.
Sometimes, you kind of forget, you're like, hold on, where did I see you at? But they see you, they see us, I know a few of them look up to me and stuff. And so I definitely think it's those two things that, I like about Trinity.
But I tell you, it means so much when I see upperclassmen really taking time to encourage our younger kids. Man, that just means the world to them. You know, and maybe that's some of your heart that you have for
Yes,
just
sir.
loving others. So let me just end by asking you this. Here you guys are around 18. Look 20 years down the road. How do you think your experience at Trinity will impact just the way you live your life 20 years from now?
I totally think that's like really impacted like me wanting to work on my relationships. Like even with my parents, I think it's taught me so much about like just being respectful and how to get along with people and realizing that I'm not the center of attention, that like my goal in life is to serve God and serve others. And so I think that even like that's just given me like a purpose to want to like, even for my future spouse, just to want to learn how to, like I feel like I already have a head start on like ways that I can make myself better so that my future relationships, even like how to parent my kids and stuff in the future.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And listen, it's great to have a homecoming queen that doesn't want to be the center of attention. Hey, that's awesome. I think we need to somehow promote that. At Trinity, we raise homecoming queens that don't want to be the center of attention. So here you are, you're student council president, which that's a huge honor in and of itself. Let me ask you the same question. You've had these leadership opportunities. You've seen the personal growth. The biblical knowledge that I see in our students is just so impressive to me. So looking down, 38 years old, 40 years old, what do you see Anderson looking like? What is he going to be like in those days?
A leader, somebody that, people are looking up to, maybe in the communication field, something like that. Like, a voice, but a voice that's centered around God, a voice that's centered around my faith. I've gotten this great education, this great, faith, really built up my faith in God, my trust, my beliefs, all of that here at Trinity. I see myself down the road doing the same with other people. Maybe not exactly as like a teacher, but somehow, in some way, on TV, on the radio, doing something, really spreading the word of God, the beliefs, the truths, all that.
Yeah. I was just watching Sunday Night Football, the kicker for Detroit Lions, and I know you're on special teams as a snapper. The Detroit Lions kicker made 2 long field goals, and they interviewed him at the end, and he said, "It's not about the makes or the misses. I just want to use my platform to let people know that Jesus loves them." And while we would see that as a huge success, that if Sam and Anderson use their platform, whatever that is, whether it's in a hospital or behind a microphone, that you would allow the love of Jesus Christ to flow through you. Well, Trinity, that's another episode of Table Talk. To Mr. and Mrs. Bethea and Mr. and Mrs. Embry, thank you for sending us these solid students. You've done a great job. Trinity, we're blessed to see young men and women like this that understand at a young age that they truly have a calling upon their life, and what a privilege it is for us to stand alongside them and cheer them on. Can't wait to see how God is going to use Anderson and Sam in the days to come.